NTR is always on the search for quality products and services for our staff and for you, our listeners. One of those products is Monavie. Since 2005, Monavie has been a leader in the health and wellness industry. Monavie is a convenient beverage. Just 2 ounces a day and you'll feel the difference. Learn more about this amazing product. Contact Mike Sunderoff. Go to our website, ntrtalk.com, and click on the banner of the bottles of Monavie. Cheers.
Where can you find like-minded people that are getting together to bring real change to our world? The Neothink Society. Join others in political, educational, spiritual, and business change. It's a new way of thinking, my friends. It's Neothink. Visit neothink.com or phone member services at 1-800-480-2336. That's 1-800-480-2336. Or visit neothink.com.
NTR.
Neothink Radio Network. Visit neothinkradio.com.
Next year, Atlas Limousine will be celebrating 20 years in the business. They serve over 1,000 cities worldwide, and their staff is available 24 hours a day. From personal to corporate, Atlas Limo offers many choices for your transport pleasure. Sedans, stretch limos, SUVs, vans, minibuses, they even have party buses up to 55 passengers. With excellent customer care and so many choices, it's no wonder Atlas Limo is celebrating 20 years in the business. Celebrate with them. Phone Atlas Limousine and Sedan Services at 1-888-266-2852. That's 1-888-266-2852. Or visit atlaslimo.com. Let them know that Neothink Radio sent you.
And now, your host, Steve Fagan.
Well, we're back. And Larry, I just want to thank you for really getting us into a very strong mindset by really focusing into this area of the visions and what, where we're coming from and about us as creators and about this world of being in a stagnant world and how we need to move into more of a celebration and a joyous world of, just so much of activity and creating your own life and what you can do and have an exciting life. So I know I'm more excited to hear more about what you're going to talk about, so I'm going to step back and I just come on back up and let's keep listening.
Well, thank you, Steve. Basically, once society gets into the 12 Visions world, we have to remember something. Getting back to the emotional celebrations of our falling in love days long ago, it's not going to be easy. Because most of the men, we don't miss those celebrations anymore that happened long ago when we first fell in love. Over a long period of time, we become a bit, numb to love. Like I said, over many years of the old way of living, and we simply accept that the celebrations slowly ended, and that was basically to be expected. And then everything went back to just being normal. So I'd just like to ask a rhetorical question here: is that what happened to you? Did the celebrations quietly die? Did you forget about how you felt so incredible, so special, and loved, as though you were the most important man in the world, and you were the greatest lover alive? What an exciting event it was every time she was there. Yet you and your wife probably never looked back or felt a tug in your hearts for the passionate and precious moments once felt between you. The celebrations simply got left behind, and in the anti-civilization which we currently live in, you would never have them again. But remember, the fault is not yours. It's because of the surroundings, your surroundings, the negative surroundings that are around you and influence you in this currently politicized society. You cannot hold on to the very purpose for living your short life. Super happiness during your one brief moment in all eternity. Super happiness. Think about that. So let's bring it back around. So in the 12 Visions world, when that comes about, all ordinary men, yes, all of us, will naturally regain our romantic self. And here's why. Consider that when you first fell in love, going to a movie felt like a wonderful event, regardless of how the movie turned out. Guys, remember those first few times you went out on your dates? You made sure you took extra time, made sure you were wearing some clean clothes, you smelled good, your hair was cut and combed. When your date asked you a question, you thought a moment before you actually spoke some words. You put extra effort into that. And that's what made the event special, just being around that other person. So, but after a few short months, however, if you went out in that movie to see a movie again and it was not good, then it seemed like the whole evening was uneventful. And that's when you started to need external sources of entertainment to bring happiness and excitement into your life. Overall, life became boring. But by contrast, after the job revolution, you never became bored and were never boring. The reason was you did not need external sources of entertainment to bring you happiness and excitement into your life. Your creations did. Your value creations did. You spent time with your wife and your family to experience that endless flow of happiness. And since everyone was like that in the non-politicized, the no-lose society, there were no negative influences around you tearing you down. Now, I'd just like to give my personal experiences with this vision, because I do experience this from time to time with my love life. Like I said before, I found the love of my life, and I am beginning to experience the love of my life through reading the prime literature. Now, I currently have a non-living job. It's a physical job. I'm a truck driver. I produce a value day in and day out. I do the same thing. Now, when I first started this job a few years ago, it was exciting at first. I was learning things. So I had extra energy at the end of the day to enjoy, my wife and enjoy those celebrations. But over a period of time, through the day in and day out production of those values, I began to lose that until I started reading the prime literature. And then it took a little while, but once I became active in the Neothink Society, getting active on this kind of radio show, I'm able to experience happiness. And it's internally. I don't have to go outside and look for something else. I feel it internally. Now, it doesn't always last for long, but it lasts long enough to get me through those days when I feel really tired after a long day at work. And I enjoy the celebrations with my wife even more. So for most of us, we're going to have to wait until the 12 Visions world comes around. Like I said before, there's other lucky guys out there that are already living that world. And most of them are here in the Neothink Society. So just remember, right now you're a value producer. We need to start working our way to being a value creator so that we can basically experience the love of our life. And with this, I'd like to bring up another officer here on the National Committee, Karlton Roberts, and let him share with you his experience with Vision number 7. Karlton?
Thanks, Larry. The love of my life is something that, I run after to pleasing her, to make sure that she's feeling good, that I present her as a radiant beauty that she is, and that I always present her as the queen of my life. It's something that, we have to work on. But as Larry stated earlier, it's not something that is new to us, because we all have it in us, because we all go through that when we first meet that person and we start courting that person. The issue is a lot of times we fade out and don't carry it all the way on through, and we don't remember those times, and we don't encapsulate those times, so and make sure that they're lasting much longer. I shared with some of my officers